Right, and welcome along to the video, ladies and gents. This week what I'm going to be looking at is my very first beginner fabrication project. Now, I've done bits in the past on the bikes, so I've done little bits of fabrication work on the bikes that have worked out pretty good in some cases, not so good in others, and obviously I've had to redo them or what have you, but generally turned out okay. So during that time, obviously I've developed my skills, tooling, little kind of tricks and tips and what have you. So I wanted to take all that information and kind of implement it into a beginner fabrication project, which come in the form hydraulic press. So it's something I've wanted for some time. I've just managed to get by and borrow people's stuff and what have you. But yeah, I wanted to kind of come up with my own kind of fabrication stuff. So what I'd like to do is run through the 5 things that I've learnt, developed, little tricks and tips that you guys can implement into your kind of fabrication builds. Save you a little bit of time and frustration, hopefully. So yeah, let's crack on. Okay, so let's kick off with measuring equipment. Now I'm going to start with vernier calipers. Now these can range from very, very expensive to very, very cheap. Now the good thing about vernier calipers, as long as I've got a straight edge on whatever component it is that I'm measuring, I can offset a measurement from that edge. So I can basically put in my settings or my measurement on the vernier caliper, lock it off, and then scribe down the side of that part. Right, okay, so moving on to set squares. So again, they don't have to be expensive. Now the set there, that I picked them up from Screwfix, and I think they cost me around £7 for the pair of them. Now if you're going to choose one of them, I would go for the adjustable, just because you get to use or utilise the 90-degree angle and also the 45-degree angle set on the square itself. Right, now you've probably spotted this one already, but get yourself a blue Sharpie marker. This is going to give you some clear measurement and cutting lines. So all you need to do is ink in the area that you are going to be working on, or the piece of material you're working with. So ink that up and then let it dry. Once it's dried, then you are free to scribe your measurement marks or your cutting lines or what have you into the material. Now what you'll find is the scribe will remove some of the inked area that you've inked in, and it will give you a clear indication of your measurement marks or cutting lines that you need to cut to. So before I started this channel, I had really limited experience with welding. So that basically meant I didn't want to spend a lot of money on welding equipment. So I got my hands on this second-hand mini MIG 130 amp, did flux core welding and solid wire welding. Now to begin with, I only used the machine for flux core welding. So this gave me a bit of experience on how to lay down some weld beads, how to control the weld puddle, and also how to utilise the machine for power settings and wire feed speeds and all that good stuff. After a while, mind you, I did start to become frustrated with the look of my weld. So with flux core, it is a very messy weld. So gives off a lot of spatter, a lot of smoke, and generally just looks a bit ugly. So I decided to start using some gas and solid wire. And yeah, massive game changer. Welds look so much nicer, so much easier to control the weld puddle as well, and I don't know if it's just me, a lot more visibility with seeing the weld too, and I think you can see for yourself, vastly improved since when I first started. Carrying on off the back of welding, grab yourself some welding magnets. Now these are that third hand when you're trying to juggle different pieces of material and you just not able to kind of get that tack in place. You're just not holding those things together, and it's just making everything a bit of a pain in the ass. So these come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, flavours, looks and what have you, and usually they provide you with your most common angles, so your 45 degree, your 90 degree angles for whatever you're going to fabricate. They're also quite cheap as well, so you can pick these up on eBay, Amazon for a couple of quid. Little bonus tip, the magnets, they are quite strong, so you can quite safely hang your camera equipment on them as well, at your own risk, of course. Now I'm going to do a bit of a side-by-side comparison of two branded grinding discs. Now I used both of these throughout the project. I was cutting quite thick steel, so it was around 3mm, and yeah, I got a good idea as to how these grinding discs perform. Now they're both the same size, same dimension. So looking at the Bosch was a little bit expensive. However, it did have a 30% longer lifespan on the grinding disc, and it did cut really well through the steel. Yeah, really impressed. Comparing that to the Cobra, so looking at that, I'm assuming it's made in the UK just because it says UK Tools, and that grinding disc was shit. The best use I could find for that grinding disc was to... So these grinding discs were really not worth the trouble. It got to points throughout the project when if I had to come to cut any piece of steel, it just was a headache. It dragged on and yeah, just made me miserable with the project. So, not a very good disc. If you do see these on eBay, I would not recommend purchasing them. Moving on to materials. Now, this became a bit of an issue during lockdown. Basically because my local metal merchants, they shut their doors to the general public and they were only doing delivery services, which is fine. However, I could not raid their offcuts bins. So, yeah, I couldn't get cheap steel, unfortunately. Now, during that time, I found that Facebook Market was an excellent source of materials. As long as you don't mind a little bit of travelling or picking up some material that's not quite clean, you know, slightly surface rust, you can pick up very, very cheap pieces of material. Now, if you keep your eye on Facebook Market and are very lucky, you can actually get some materials for free. So what you'll find is there'll be usually some sort of a garage clear out, maybe a house clear out, or just people wanting to get rid of stuff and don't have the time for listing it on eBay, Facebook and what have you. So sometimes you can be quite lucky and even pick up materials for free. I know I have in the past, and I'm sure I will again because I like a good bargain. Right, so that is 5 tricks and tips and small bits of advice I've learnt during the fabrication process on my very first beginner fabrication project. So if you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing. I've still got more stuff to cover on the bikes, and I would like to in the future as well also cover some tooling videos as well. I'm not too sure yet. But I do have a few ideas for the hydraulic press and what I want to do, so that will add to that as well. So yeah, if you enjoyed that, guys, thank you very much. Stick around and I will see you in the next video.